So I think it's a really opportune time to be looking at a health and wellbeing plan, isn't it, Kath? Because the NHS People Plan actually specify that managers should be supporting their staff to develop a wellbeing plan.
What we have is an opportunity, I think, to really use what underpins the comprehensive model of personalised care and everything that goes within that, and actually what we can take from that to support how we can develop health and wellbeing plans for all of us as individuals and then collectively as teams. So it is very timely.
I suppose it's important as well to remember that it's not one size fits all, but it's something, it's very individual to ourselves. And so whatever we use to help develop that tool, it's not like this, we have to use a particular template or a particular plan, but it's what works for us to really get out of the process and the conversation, what's important to us and what matters to us.
I really agree with that, because I think we can quite easily fall into processes and structures and formats of how to do things and the way to do things. And it is about what matters, because what matters to me will be very different to what matters to you. But then as a team, we may have some common ground of things that matter to us as a team when we meet, the timings, the breaks. But then it's equally as important to reflect on that quality conversation and the time allowed to have that about what matters individually. My experience of doing it was incredibly positive because I had support. So I budded with you, and I think that opportunity to pair up, it allows that sort of trust, safe space that gave me the freedom to share with you some thoughts I had. And going through the process, it just gave me time to be able to reflect and think about, well, what's important to me on a day-to-day basis. And how I think what's very timely with this is that that's changed massively in the last year. And what was important to me a year ago is actually very different now because of our working environment and where we all find ourselves. And so to be true to myself and my health and well-being, mentally and physically, I'm needing to put quite different things in place.
So doing that kind of team wellbeing plan as well, where we were able to look at what was important for us as a team. And it's not sharing our own individual plans, because those are personal to us and we can share what we want or not. But thinking about, well, what helps us as a team function well? What matters to us as a team? And how do we actually nurture and sustain our team well-being? I think that's been a really important process as well.
It affirmed it for me. It made it real. It gave me a sense of responsibility and accountability, because by doing it, I think that the really good process part for me is that we have check-ins. I mean, they may be monthly or they may be 6 weeks, but actually by having that check-in put in gives me that sort of validation of needing to allow myself some time to stop and reflect and just check in on my plan. Am I doing what I said I wanted to do? Am I reaching my goals? Have I got an idea of new goals? Because things do change.
My advice to people who are filling in wellbeing plans is that it's a plan for you, and it's for your personal use. And so what's important to you, what's going to help you the most? And it's that whole principle of you can only help others out of what you yourself have to give. It's very difficult. So many of us are just running on empty all the time.
Yeah, I think it's like the oxygen mask when you're in a plane, if you are, and you need to put on the oxygen mask, but actually you need to put it on yourself first before you can support other people.